ሰላም ተማሪዎች እንዴት ናችሁ? ሸቱ ነኝ 11ኛ ክፍል የሂሳብ መምህር ከሉሲ ብሪጅ አካዳሚ። ዛሬ የምንማረው inverse function ነው። Actually we have learned about inverse function on the previous videos. በባለፈው ቪዲዮአችን ስለ inverse function አይተናል ወይም ሁሉም ፋንክሽኖች ኢንቨርቲብል እንዳልሆኑ አይተናል ወይም ደግሞ ኢንቨርቲብል ፋንክሽን የምንላቸው ምን አይነት ናቸው የሚለውን one to one function ሲሆን ብቻ ነው ኢንቨርስ የሚኖረው ፋንክሽኑ የሚለውን አይተናል። እንደገና ደግሞ how to find the inverse of if it is a one to one function how to find the inverse of a function የሚለውን አይተናል። that means መጀመሪያ የምናደርገው ምንድነው right f of x y አይደል ወይም በf of x ቦታ y መተካት ነው። okay so replace y by f of x, all right? And then the second step is interchanging x and y or swapping x and y. x እና y ማቀያየር ነው። ሶስተኛው ስቴፕ ደግሞ right y in terms of x or solve for y. The y is equal to ብለን in terms of x እንገልጸዋለን ማለት finally yን በf inverse of x substitute እናደርጋለን ማለት ነው። ዛሬም ተመሳሳይ መንገድ ነው የሚቀጥለው ግን ያላየናቸውን አይነት የፋንክሽን አይነቶችን ያለን እንደገና ደግሞ ሌላ አዲስ ተጨማሪ ነገር ይኖራል። በጣም ጥሩ እንደተለመደው ዌብሳይታችን lucybridgeacademy.com የተለያዩ ጥያቄዎችን አዘጋጅቶላችኋል እንዲሁም ደግሞ አጫጭር ጠቃሚ ኖቶችን ተዘጋጅቶላችኋል። ከአምስት ቋንቋዎች በላይ መረዳት የሚችል personalized assistance platform ታገኛላችሁ። ስለዚህ join ማድረጋችሁን አትርሱ። subscribe ያደረጋችሁ join ማድረጋችሁን አትርሱ። ኦኬ እንዲሁም ደግሞ ለሌሎች ተማሪዎች በስፋት እንድንዳረስ የቴሌግራም ቻናላችንን join አድርጉ። የዩቲዩብ ቻናላችን ደግሞ subscribe አድርጉ። ኦኬ thank you. The inverse function, okay? Inverse functions f and g are inverses of each other if and only if እናለን ደግሞ their composition gives us identity function መስጠት አለበት ማለት ነው። okay that means if f and g are functions invertible functions so if f is the inverse of g their composition f circle g or g circle f gives us what identity function which is x እዚህ ጋር ተቀምጧል። it means if f and g are inverse each other f የg inverse ከሆነ ወይም g የf inverse ከሆነ f circle g of x ምን ይሰጠናል? x ይሰጠናል። okay x which is equal to g circle what g circle f. okay the composition of f and g if f and g are inverse each other አንዱ የሌላው inverse ከሆነ ኮምፖዚሽናቸው x ይሰጠናል or x means an identity function I of x which is equal to x. So in certain corner this is we call it an identity function. okay find the inverse of the function. Let me find a first. F of x is equal to ln of look f of x which is equal to ln of 2x plus 1. okay as we know first right y for what for f of x which is equal to ln of 2x plus 1. okay what is the second step? Interchange x and y, swap x and y or በx ቦታ y መተካት ወይም በy ቦታ x መተካት x which is equal to ln of 2y plus 1. and the next step solve for y. okay right y in terms of x ይሄ ሎጋሪዝም ፋንክሽን ነው ወደ ኤክስፖኔንሻል ፋንክሽን መቀየር አለብን ማለት ነው። as you remember on grade 10 logarithm of x to the base b is equal to y if and only if b the power of y is equal to what b is the power of y which is equal to x. all right so logarithm function and exponential function አንዱ የሌላው ኢንቨርስ ነው ወይም ደግሞ ኢንተርቼንጀብሊ አንዱን ወደ ሌላው ፎርም መቀየር ይቻላል። ሎጋሪዝሙን ወደ ኤክስፖኔንሻሉን ወደ ሎጋሪዝም ፈንክሽን በዚህ ፎርም መግለጽ እንችላለን። so this means this implies that ወደ ሎጋሪዝም ስንቀይረው e the power of e the power of x is equal to 2y plus 1. okay now this implies e the power of x minus 1 which is equal to 2y. now ማለት ነው good now dividing both sides by 2 e the power of x minus 1 over 2 which is equal to y implies e the power of x minus 1 over 2 is equal to f inverse of final መጨረሻው ስቴፓችን ምንድነው? በy ቦታ f inverse of x እንተካለን ማለት ነው። ኦኬ so this is the inverse of f of x which is equal to ln of 2x plus 1. This is a, all right? A. What about b? F of x is equal to ln of x over f of x is equal to ln of x over x minus 1 plus 2 x over x minus 1 plus 2. Okay, good. So this can be written as a form of y. Yes, y is equal to ln of x over x minus 1 plus 2. This is the first step. Substituting y by what? By f of x. Okay, or substitute y in terms of x, in terms of f of x. በf of x ቦታ y መተካት የመጀመሪያው ጉዳይ ወይም f of x ን y ማለት። okay, second step x እና y መቀያየር. Swapping implies x is equal to ln of y over y minus 1 plus 2. Okay, now solve for y. Implies e the power of x, or simply y over y minus 1 plus 2 is equal to e the power of x, which implies that this means y plus 2y minus 2 over y minus 1 is equal to is the power of x. Adding y over y minus 1 with 2, y over y minus 1 ከሁለት ጋር ስንደምረው እናገኛለን። This implies that okay, multiply both sides by y minus 1 provided that y should be different from what? 0, and here x should be different from 1. Now y plus 2y minus 2 is equal to e the power of x times y minus 1, which means y plus 2y minus 2 is equal to y ex, y is the power of x minus e the power of x, implies okay, y plus 2y minus y e the power of x is equal to 2 plus e the power of x, implies y 1 plus 2 minus e the power of x is equal to 2 plus e the power of x, which is equal to, this means y times 1 plus 2 is 3 minus e the power of x is equal to 2 plus e the power of x. Right, now this means y dividing both sides by 3 minus e the power of x, it will be y 2 plus e the power of x over 3 minus e the power of x. This means f prime of x, sorry, f inverse of x. The inverse of f is 2 plus e the power of x over 3 minus e the power of x. That's it. So this is the inverse of the first function. Good. Next, let f of x is equal to logarithm of 3x minus 4 to the base 5. Find the inverse of the logarithmic function. The inverse of a logarithmic function is exponential function. Okay, y is equal to, or f of x is equal to f of x, which is equal to logarithm of 3x minus 4 to the base 5. Okay, implies, this means y is equal to logarithm of 3x minus 4 to the base 5. Okay, changing into exponential function, logarithm of sorry, not logarithm, 3x minus 4 implies 3x minus 4 is equal to 5 to the power of y. Yes, okay. Okay, interchange ማድረግ ይቀድማል። Okay, we have to interchange. The next step is interchanging x and y. Implies x is equal to logarithm of 3y minus 4 to the base 5. Now converting into exponential function, 3y minus 4 is equal to 5 to the power of x, which implies that 3y is equal to 4 plus 5 to the power of x, or 5 to the power of x plus 4. Dividing both sides by 3, y is equal to 5 to the power of x plus 4 over what? Over 3. This implies that f inverse of x is equal to 5 to the power of x plus 4 over 3. Okay, this is the inverse of the logarithmic function. Okay, the logarithmic function f of x, which is equal to log of 3x minus 4 to the base 5, means f inverse will be 5 to the power of x plus 4 over 3. Now let f of x is equal to the absolute value of x minus 3 plus 1 for x less than 3. Okay, look, actually the absolute value function in its domain has no inverse. Okay, because the absolute value function is not a one-to-one function, right? But we can find its inverse by restricting its domain, you know. Look, for example, the absolute value of x plus 3 means the absolute value of x minus 3 is equal to x minus 3 if x is greater than or equal to 3, or x minus 3 is greater than or equal to 0, in the negative of x minus 3 if x minus 3 is less than 0, right? So this means x minus 3 if x is greater than or equal to 3, minus of x minus 3 if x is less than 3, right? Now the domain is restricted here. X is less than or equal to 3. In this case, we take this part of the given absolute value function because the domain is restricted. That means f of x which is equal to the absolute value of x minus 3 የሚለውን በማን እንተካዋለን? በማይነስ x minus 3, x minus 3, because x is less than or equal to 3 in this domain, plus 1. Okay, plus 1 for x is less than or equal to 3. Okay, now this is y is equal to minus x plus 3 plus 1, or y is equal to minus x plus 4. Interchanging, x is equal to minus y plus 4. Okay, now y is equal to, solving for y is equal to x minus 4 minus x y is equal to minus x minus 4, not minus x minus 4. Y is equal to 4 minus x, or minus x plus 4. That means f inverse of x is equal to 4 minus x. Okay, for y is, for f of x, or for y is less than or equal to, for y is less than or equal to 3, because x is less than or equal to 3. Now y is less than or equal to 3. Good. This is the inverse. So in this case, we have to we can find the inverse of those function, which is not one-to-one. We can make it one to one by restricting its domain. Okay, ዶሜኑን ሪስትሪክት ከዶሜኑ የተወሰነውን ፓርት ወስደን ዋን ቱ ዋን ማድረግ እንችላለን ፋንክሽኑን ማለት ነው። ዋን ቱ ዋን ሆነ ማለት ደግሞ ኢንቨርሱን እናገኛለን in that restricted domain. Okay, next, how to determine whether two given functions are inverses of each other. Okay, now let f be invertible, which is one to one, means invertible means one to one function with domain A and range B, then its inverse function f inverse has domain B and range A and is defined by f inverse of y which is equal to x and f of x which is equal to y for any y in B. Yes, ይህን በባለፈው ክፍለ ጊዜያችን አይተናል። Okay, for example, if x comma y is an element of the function f, this implies that f of x is equal to what? F of x is equal to y. And xy is an element of f means y comma x is an element of f inverse. Okay, implies f inverse of y which is equal to what? Which is equal to x, right? In general, f of x is equal to y means f inverse of f inverse of y is equal to x. F inverse of y is equal to x, and the domain of f is A and the range of f is B. The domain of f inverse is B and the range of f inverse is A. And we have also seen that domain of f is equal to range of f inverse, yes, and range of f is domain of f inverse. Let f be one-to-one function. That means f has an inverse or f is invertible function, f from A to B and defined by f of x is equal to y. F inverse means from B to A and defined by f inverse of y which is equal to x for any y in B. Yes, a function f. Okay, a function f from A to B. Function f from A to B. And I know that we know that x comma y an element of f means implies f of x is equal to what? F of x is equal to y, and again yx is an element of f inverse. This implies that f inverse of y is equal to x. That means f of x is equal to y means f inverse of y is equal to x. Okay, yes. Let f of x which is equal to x squared plus 7 where x is less than or equal to 0, then what is the value of f inverse of 8? Okay, f of x is given. F of x is equal to x squared plus 7 for x is less than or equal to 0. Look, this function is a quadratic function. Okay, a quadratic function is not invertible because every quadratic function is not one to one, right? But as I have told you before, restricting the domain can allow us to make it one to one. ወደ one to one መቀየር እንችላለን ወይም ወደ ኢንቨርቲብል እንዲሆን ማድረግ እንችላለን ዶሜኑን ሪስትሪክት በማድረግ ማለት ነው። ኦኬ ዩዥዋሊ ዶሜኑን ሪስትሪክት ኳድራቲክ ፈንክሽን ከሆነ ቨርቴክሱ ላይ ከሁለት እንከፍለዋለን ማለት ነው። ኳድራቲክ ፋንክሽኑን አይዘር ኢት ኢዝ አን አፕዋርድ ፓራቦላ ኦር ዳውንዋርድ ፓራቦላ ፓራቦላውን በቨርቴክሱ በኩል ከሁለት እንከፍለዋለን ማለት ነው። ማይነስ ፒ ኦቨር ቱ ኤ ላይ ስንከፍለው ዋን ቱ ዋን ፋንክሽን ይሆናል ማለት ነው። ኦኬ አሁን ቨርቴክሱ የዚህ ፋንክሽን 0 ነው ኦር 7.0 ነው ሶሪ 0.7 የኤክስ ቫልዩ 0 ነው የዋይ ቫልዩ 7 ነው therefore በዋይ አክሲስ ከሁለት ስንከፍለው it becomes what one to one function ይሆናል ማለት ነው። the part of the parabola becomes one to one function. Now y, make it y. In order to find the inverse, make it y. F of x is y is equal to x squared plus 7. Next, interchanging x is equal to y squared plus 7. From this we have y squared is equal to x minus
7 implies y is equal to plus or minus the square root of what? X minus 7. But I know that x less than or equal to 0 means here y አቀያየር ነው አሌክስ እና ዋይን ስላቀያየር ነው እዚህ ጋር y ነው የሚሆነው y less than or equal to 0 ነው የሚለው y less than or equal to 0 means yes y is equal to minus of the square root of what? X minus 7. The value of y is less than 0 means we take the negative part implies f prime of f inverse of x is equal to minus of the square root of what? X minus 7. Okay, x minus 7. This is the inverse of the given function. Look, x less than or equal to 0 በሚለው ቦታ በy ነው y is less than or equal to 0 ይሆናል። So in this domain, when the domain is x less than or equal to 0, the inverse of the function is the square root of x minus 7. Okay, but we are asked to find f inverse at 8 ነው 8 ላይ ነው የተጠየቅነው። Okay, this means since f inverse of x is equal to minus of the square root of x minus 7, f inverse at what? At 8 is equal to the negative of square root of minus 8 minus 7. F inverse of x 8 is equal to minus of the square root of how much? 8. Eight minus 7 is 1, which is equal to minus 1. That means f inverse of 8 is equal to what? Is equal to minus 1. The answer is what? The answer is B. Again, we have a square root function. Then what is the value of f inverse at 4, right? Now f of x is equal to the square root of x minus 3. Y is equal to the square root of x minus 3. Yes. Okay, now interchange x and y. X is equal to the square root of y minus 3. Squaring both sides, okay? Squaring both sides, x square is equal to y minus, or the absolute value of y minus, not the absolute value. Squaring both sides, yeah, we can write the absolute values. The absolute value of y minus 3. Okay. But look, this is not plus or minus, only plus the plus value, right? So this means x square is equal to y minus 3. X square plus 3 is equal to y. That means f inverse of x is equal to x square plus 3. X square plus 3, but in this case x should be greater than or equal to 0 መሆን አለበት, or x should be less than or equal to 0. ለምዶ greater than or equal to 0 ወስድ ነው ፖዚቲቭ ስኩዌር ሩት ስለሆነ ስኩዌር ሩቱ ፖዚቲቭ ፓርቱ ስለሆነ x should be greater than or equal to 0 ይሆናል ማለት ነው። Now we are asked to find f inverse. Okay, f inverse at 4 is that minus 4. At minus 4 is equal to minus 4 the whole square plus 3, which is 16 plus 3, which is equal to 19. Okay, it is 19. The answer is C. It is 90. Okay, let f of x is equal to x squared plus 6 for x is less than or equal to minus 3. Then what is the equation of f inverse of x? Look, the domain is restricted. In this case, f of x, which is equal to x squared plus 6,
is a one-to-one function when x is less than or equal to minus 3. So we can find its inverse. F of x which is equal to f of x which is equal to x squared plus 6x. For x is less than or equal to minus 3. Y is equal to x squared plus 6x. Yes, interchanging x is equal to y squared plus 6y. Okay. Okay. Now, in this case, it's better to first functionation ወደ perfect square መቀየር አለብን። ኦኬ complete square ሜተድን በመጠቀም ወደ perfect መቀየር አለብን። the completing square method. This means f of x is equal to x squared plus 6x plus 9 እናደርጋለን። የx coefficient 6 ነው። 6 ለ2 ስታካፍሉት 3 ነው። 3 ስኩዌር ስታደርጉት 9 9ኛ ክፍል ላይ you know how to convert a given quadratic expression into what? Into a complete square method. ወደ complete square እንቀይረዋለን። that means 9 እንደምርበታለን ማለት ነው minus 9 ይሆናል ማለት ነው. Which means now this is a perfect quadratic expression. That means x plus 3 the whole square minus 9 ይሆናል ማለት ነው. This is y. Now inverse ለመፈለግ x is equal to, don't forget that x should be less than or equal to minus 3 ነው. y plus 3 the whole square minus 9. Okay, implies x plus 9 is equal to y plus 3 the whole square. Implies the square root of what? The square root of x plus 9 is equal to y plus 3. Square root የx value less than 3 ስለሆነ okay, x is less than or equal to minus 3 ስለሆነ ሞስደው ፕላስ ነው ወይስ ማይነስ ነው ማለት እዚህ ጋር ሞስደው እዚህ ጋር ፕላስ ኦር ማይነስ ነው። የx value less than or equal to x ስለሆነ that means ስናቀያይረው የy value less than or equal to minus 3 ነው, which is negative ስለሚሆን ይሄኛው negative ፓርቱን እንወስዳለን ማለት ነው። Look now, the square root of x plus 9 minus of the square root of x plus 9 is equal to 3. Is that y plus 3? Now this means minus 3 minus the square root of x plus 9 is equal to y. This means minus 3 minus the square root of x plus 9 is equal to f inverse of x. Okay, so let f of x is given, then what is the equation of f inverse of x? F inverse of x ምን ይሆናል? minus 3 minus the square root of x plus 9 የሚለውን ወስዳለን ማለት ነው። Okay, minus 3 minus the square root of x plus 9. The answer is D, right? The answer is D. F inverse of x which is equal to minus 3 minus 3 minus the square root of x plus 9 ይሆናል ማለት ነው። Okay, this is all for today. Next we will see the inverse function. Okay, ሌሎች የፋንክሽኖች አሉን ኢንቨርሳቸውን እንፈልጋለን ማለት ነው። ኦኬ ሶ እስከዛ ድረስ ግን እንደተለመደው የኮሜንት ሼር እና ሰብስክራይብ ማድረጋችሁን እንዳትረሱ። በሚቀጥለው ቪዲዮ እስከምንገናኝ ሰላም ቆዩኝ።